Okay, guys, it's Rob, aka Memory Lapse, back for some more demonstration videos for my rack deck. 8 rack, as we've been coming to call it here. So this one will be against U White, Midrangel, Restoration Angel, U White Control. You can call it any number of these things. I think Midrangel is the main thing that you're going to call this one. But in any case, let's take a look at what happens here. All right, so he's showing me a hallowed fountain. So I kind of have an idea what I'm in for. It's either going to be that or Tron. So the Thoughtseize will figure it out for me. Taking a look through here, he's got this Mayor. He's got the Mana Lake too. I'm trying to figure out which one would be best. Also considering the Shackles discard because I want the Wrench Mind to do some damage there, but I don't think that's the best choice because you just Mana Leak it. So I'm going to discard the Mayor, and I'm going to try and bait the Mana Leak because I've got 3 finishers in my hand. So I've got 3 racks, so I'm going to try and bait his Mana Leak. That's my plan, so we'll see if it works. He still will have the artifact to discard against Wrench Mind, but he might be thinking I have creatures, so you never know. So let's take a look here. Now I have 4 finishers. That's way too much, but shuffler, what can you do? So it works. He takes the bait. He wastes his Mana Leak on the rack, which is perfect for me. It's like kind of turned the rack into a little discard spell there, and I boarded a finisher. So we're in business here. He still has the Restoration Angel. He still has the Shackles, and he ripped a click last turn. So it doesn't really matter. I don't care about the click with this particular hand. Whatever he chooses, I have 2 essentially duplicate effects of all of it. I would have liked to seen something other than a land combat, but that's okay. So I go ahead and wrench his mind. He'll have to discard that Shackles, and I'll play another finisher. So I've got 2 of my 4 finishers made it to the table. That's good. I have a Wrench Mind in hand. He's got that Restoration Angel still. So we'll see what he does here. I don't know what he has besides the Restoration Angel, but he has at least that. So presumably he's going to want to, Restoration and get another click effect. Alright, so he starts to take some damage here. He's his clock is ticking. Swings at me with the click, obviously. So in my draw, I'm kind of sad because, well, it's like I don't know what to do here. If I'm wondering if he's got a land, and the risk here is if I play my Liliana, he could have a counterspell. If I play my Wrench Mind, he doesn't have another artifact, highly unlikely. He does have that Restoration Angel, but now he has to rip a land to hurt me and to pitch my Liliana. He's taking damage now, so he's kind of in trouble here. He does rip the land, so my next draw step, he will have he'll be able to put his hands on my little lady Liliana there, and that's exactly what he's going to do. I rip a land, so it's obviously no choice. But now he's got to outrace my racks. My racks are doing 6 a turn, and the game's not over. He's putting pressure on me. He's definitely got his mid-range tempo type of game plan in action here, getting added value with his clicks. He ditches the Liliana, sadly, but hey, I picked up a Dismember, so 6 1/2 dozen the other. I'm good with either or. The Dismember takes out the Restoration Angel, and with all that black, it costs me nothing, so it's kind of a nice little thing. I find the Dismember completely superior to the previously suggested disfigure. I'm not saying it's the only choice for removal in this case. Oh, see, now check this out. I just got the affliction, so that's going to drop him real low. It's that alone will put him in death's range for next turn, even if he holds on to his card. So great. I'm pretty happy to see that. He's got me low here, but he's dead either way. But I might cast a Thoughtseize just for fun. See what he does. And he will Cryptic Command. That's one of the blue powerhouses of the format. And this takes him down. He's dead. So game 1 down under my belt. Good. I don't really have a ton of stuff to sideboard against him because it's a pretty favorable match, I think. Anything based on blue, and especially Midrangel, which is it's blue based essentially, and it has a strong board. It uses white for a strong board control with the paths to exile, the added value of Restoration Angel, and I'm sure Snapcaster exists in there somewhere, and of course the a modest counterspell suite with the mana leaks. At least you can probably assume there's a couple other things in there. All right, so turn 1 Noble. Not great for me, but not the worst thing I could get. I got a nice hand. I got a really nice hand. So he's got Thrun, which is a threat for sure, but he's later on, and I have a bridge in hand. So what I don't really want, I don't like that Spell Pierce, but in the same way I baited the Mana Leak in game 1, I'm going to use the same approach in this game since it worked game 1. So I'm going to pitch that Rock Swarm Monk, which could come down on the table next turn. So that's gone, and as the hand stands now, he won't have any turn 2 offensive plays. So long, Rock Swarm Monk. I guess it's kind of a Bant. It's a Bant. It's like a Bant variation on the Midrangel idea. Maybe most Midrangels are like that. I'm not an expert on the format or on the class of deck. Okay, so I play the rack, and he bites. So there goes my rack for the Spell Pierce. I'll gladly take that. I'll go ahead and Raven's Crime him here. There's no reason to drop an Affliction at this point because it won't do any damage, and a rack will only do 1. I'd rather use a discard proactively. He pitches his Restoration Angel, and there's a kind of a nice little feature in this game here that I hope you guys enjoy. I'll show it to you. Alright, so there's the click, comes out. Let's see what he chooses here. He must have picked that up last turn. Great card, Vendilion Click. For blue, one of their best cards. So he takes away the mind, or the Wrench Mind. I don't know why I always kind of call that Mind Rack. I use this opportunity. He's tapped out, so I go ahead and use this opportunity to dump my Ensnaring Bridge. Now, he may not have read all of my cards very carefully here, because let's see what he plays. He taps out completely to play a Worship, which on the surface might seem like it's going to be the best thing he could ever have thought to do, but the Shrieking Affliction is life loss, and Worship will not protect you from life loss. So I use my, I drop my two more finishers. I empty his hand with Raven Crime, another, yet again, Raven Crime, the workhorse. He swings at me for 1 with his Noble Hierarch. So you see, he's got a way to kind of get under the bridge with those 0 power guys. Now the Liliana and my board is pretty much perfect here. He's on a really fast clock. Liliana and Bridge are in play, so he's got to do something. He's got the Jace Bellerin or whatever. Nah, it's not going to help him. There's nothing that doesn't really help him at all. He comes at me. Looks like, I think he comes at the Liliana, actually. Yeah, he pings Liliana for 1, yawn. So now, if I'm not completely stupid, and I order my effects in the correct order, he's dead next turn. He'll take the rack damage down to 2, and then lose life down to 1. So I say good game over here. And because I'm kind of not the greatest player of all time, I screw it up, of course. Big surprise. I'm like, I want to make sure to get them in the right order, and I get them in the wrong order. I'm like, derp. So I give him breathing room here. You never ever want to do that. Like, once you have the game in hand, you always go for the kill. Never ever give him a chance to find an answer. But I get lucky, and he doesn't find one. He attacks me with his little baby noble hierarch. And next turn he dies no matter how I order it. Thank goodness, because I'd be likely to screw it up again. So, you see over here, I'm telling him I even meant to order it right, but I didn't. Whatever, blackmail, doesn't matter at this point. He's toast. Tostada. So this has been UW Midrangel. Yep, there's a Snapcaster. So it's pretty much, I guess you could call it Bant Midrangel. Not a bad deck. I'm sure it has great game against a lot of the field. It probably has a great game against Jund. It probably has a great game against Pod, I guess. So that one's down. Quick snapshot of the deck list. Let's stop this. Wait a second. Alright, quick snapshot of the deck list for that particular video. There it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up, sub, post your trolls, post your comments, and thanks for watching. I'm going to post another one right away. So there's going to be a whole handful of these matchup videos for this deck, just to show you, proof of concept. Not saying you're going to win every single one of these matches against all the decks I'm showing. I'm just showing that it can be done, and maybe some tips and tricks you guys can get from them. Alright, thanks a lot. Appreciate you watching. Bye.